Yo, what's up? This is your man, That's the Great, checking in once again. Let's get straight to it. I got a great show lined up for you here, man. Today, we're going to talk about this extraordinary young man who is on the cutting edge of technology. He's completely revolutionized already by himself, single-handedly. He has done the research, he's put in the effort, he's put in the work, and he has coined and developed a way of converting plastic waste into viable fuel. I believe viable diesel fuel, if I'm not mistaken. Young man, I believe he's 22 years old, by the name of Julian Brown, and he's actually been in the news cycle. He's been in the news cycle for the last couple of days because they thought that he had gone missing, due to the fact that he's been posting these videos showing this new technology that he has developed, where he's converting plastic waste that we throw away or that we recycle. He's found a way to convert this plastic into fuel that you can use to run vehicles. That is absolutely revolutionary, and it is absolutely worth the spotlight. I did not want to let the day go by without discussing this young man. His name is Julian Brown, and I'm going to watch the video first in real time because I haven't actually gotten a chance to actually look at the video in long form yet, but I'm fascinated by this because this has just come across my desk, so to speak, and it just seems absolutely phenomenal what this young black man has been able to do. And he needs to be protected because, the thing is, when people develop cutting edge technology that may disrupt certain industries, it's one of those things that it's always a huge conspiracy theory. Oh, the government's going to be after him. The pharmaceutical industry, if somebody develops something that would, like for instance, when someone develops a holistic way of healing, they always say the pharmaceutical industry is after them, and that's very true. But in this case, it would be the big petroleum industry that would be after this guy because he would be greatly assuming that he would actually be able to scale this technology. He would definitely put a huge dent in the bottom line of big petroleum. If you could develop a way that could actually be scaled to use plastic waste as viable fuel to run automobiles and vehicles, I think we all know that could be a multi-billion-dollar technology. So kudos to this young black man, this rising star by the name of Julian Brown. And let me go ahead and watch the video. Like I said, I haven't checked this out just yet, but I'm going to check out the video with you guys in real time. And let's take a look at this phenomenal young man. I mean, this is absolutely worth the spotlight. It's actually worth checking out. And I have not actually seen this video yet. I've been hearing about it. They said that this guy had gone missing. Turns out his mother confirmed that he's okay. Nobody took him out. That's always the big conspiracy theory. Somebody's going to take him out because he's developing new technology that the petroleum industry doesn't want to get out. In certain scenarios, that may be true, but that's not the case here. Apparently, his mother said that he just took a break from social media. He probably burned out. Probably just burn out from the influx that he's been receiving as far as communication. So let's take a look at this video. I haven't seen this yet. I want to see what his entire process is as far as converting plastic waste into viable fuels that can fuel automobiles. This is phenomenal. Let's take a look at this video in real time. Let's take a look.
I have 3 days to make 5 gallons of my plastiline, gasoline alternative made from plastic waste. Why? Well, because I have a very exciting collaboration coming. We're going to run a beautiful vintage car off of this fuel. There's a lot of work to do. Let's get started.
What's up, Jamaica?
Wait.
What's happening?
Much better. Much safer. Let's make this fuel, baby, from plastic waste.
Okay, before he goes in further, I just must say that I'm already impressed by this setup that this 22-year-old young man has set. Look at this shit. Look at the shit he's built in his backyard. This is a 22-year-old, not college educated. This is research he has done in his own time, of his own volition. Look at this shit he's put together. He's got a till back there. He's got a refiner. This is amazing. Amazing.
Much better. Much safer. Let's make this fuel, baby, from plastic waste.
This is interesting. He's showing us his entire process. Obviously, he's not going to show us the proprietary parts, but this is just interesting. I'm just mind blown that this is just now coming across my desk today. People thought this guy was missing. Like I said a little earlier, he's not missing, guys. The government's not trying to take him out. Well, not yet, at least. His mom confirmed that he is safe. People always think whenever there's a new technology coined or developed by somebody that's going to disrupt the industry, they always claim that the government's going to try to take him out. He's not. He hasn't been taken out. His mom said he's fine. He's just taking a break from social media. Been a huge influx of communication coming this way, obviously. Just needs to take a break. He's only 22. But this technology could absolutely be revolutionary that he has developed.
Hey, Joe, what are you doing here on a weekday?
Look at this setup. Look at this setup here. 22-year-old. Remember that. 22 years old. Okay, so it's refining. This is the refining period right here. What does this remind you guys of, this entire setup? Doesn't it remind you of like a distillery for like moonshine, the way his entire setup is right here? Obviously, this is for a refinery for fuel that he's making from plastics, but this entire distillery system and setup, the way he's going from one process to the next, reminds me of how people make moonshine. Wow. Look at the different processes, how many different processes it has to go through to continue refining it. And I want you guys to remember, this all started out with hard plastic, like your milk bottle, your shampoo bottle. It all started out with that at the very beginning of this process. And now he has refined it over and over and over with his proprietary process that he's using, only he knows. But as we can see at this point, there's a fuel that it has been refined down to at this point. So this is just, I don't know, this is fascinating. Okay. All right. So what's he doing now? Is that the fuel? Is that plastiline? That's it right there. Gonna make a jug full of it.
I got a gallon of plastiline. Fuel made from plastic waste.
He made a gallon of plastiline. He's coined his own name for his own fuel. Just think about how cool that is for you to come up with an entirely new viable fuel that can be used to power your automobile. Think about what that feels like to actually do the research, put the necessary time, painstaking effort into actually coining your own fuel. Insane, absolutely insane. I'm just incredibly proud of this young black man. This is crazy.
Get the fuck out my thighs. Look good, but she don't got no ties.
Parker Edmondson.
Let's see it work.
Dr. Parkenstein. Rumor has it, I heard it from the mountains, that you have a vintage vehicle. And I make a gasoline alternative from plastic waste, plastiline. And I would like to put this inside of your vehicle, your beautiful vintage vehicle, and see if indeed plastic is able to make a viable fuel for engines, old and new. This Sunday at 4 p.m. CST, live in Texas, you will see us put this in his car, and we will see what it will do. Join. Be there. Thank you guys so much for the love on the latest video. 300,000 views is crazy. I'm so excited. I'm so pumped.
Are we gonna get to him actually testing it? I want to see it work. I want to see it work.
For the record, just so you can see, look, I'm opening the valve.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
This is interesting.
There's no gas in here.
Okay.
No gas inside of it already. I mean, it feels like a decent amount in there. And there's a good fuel tank right here, so this will not give me issues on the road. I got to take a moment to thank you guys so much for all your donations, super chats, GoFundMe, Cash App, everything. Thanks to you guys and your donations, I've been able to get a much stronger vacuum loading system for the reactor. So this is the setup here. Shop vac, vortex catcher, with a little screen to stop plastic from going all the way back. And then suction down here. And here are the stats on the vacuum itself. Once again, thank you guys so much. All right, this is a huge upgrade to the product.
Let's see if we can fast forward. I want to see if it. I want to see it work, man. Are we gonna get to that? Let's see. Does he go? Is he gonna show it on this video? I guess not. Let me find it. Let me find it. Hold on. Let me find. Let's see. Plastiline. First ever modern car. All right, here we go.
It's cleaner. History right here in Eugene, Oregon, baby.
Here we go.
Eugene, Oregon. Eugene, Oregon. I am here and I have brought with me Plasta Diesel, a diesel alternative made from plastic waste.
Okay.
A diesel alternative.
That is so interesting. So he has, so just like gasoline, he has different grades of fuel. He has plastiline, which I'm guessing is equivalent to 87 or just regular unleaded. And then he has plastic diesel, which is his version of diesel, and a diesel alternative that is completely derived from plastic. This is mind-blowing.
That has just passed a diesel test certification and has been scientifically proven to be cleaner than pump diesel.
Wow.
And today we are about to make history because we're going to run the first ever modern common rail fuel injection diesel vehicle ever off of plastic waste in all of human history right here in Eugene, Oregon, baby. So we got the engine, we got the fuel. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Let's do it. So right now, everybody, we are sucking all of the real diesel out of the fuel filter of this Volkswagen Passat. So
in case you're just joining, this is the genius young man who has derived and developed his own method, his proprietary method of developing an alternative to gasoline that is completely derived from plastic waste, your milk bottle, your shampoo bottle, what have you. I showed earlier, the entire process that it goes through, so many refinement periods. And this is, I believe, his first test as far as actually using his diesel alternative, which he calls plastic diesel. He calls this 87 unleaded alternative, he calls it plastiline. This is plastic diesel. He's about to show proof of concept here. This is just fascinating. Let's keep going.
Oh, you guys can come in close and see the diesel getting sucked out, so you know that this is legit.
I think it'd be perfect.
I think so too. Yeah, the displacement.
Yeah, you got a big ass.
Yeah, yeah.
They got to clean the old diesel out before they put the plastic diesel in there.
Just changed 20,000 miles.
Okay. Let us step all the old diesel out of there.
All right, everybody who's filming for me, get in close right there. So the fuel filter of this Volkswagen TDI Passat has just been sucked to dry of all the real diesel, and we're going to be putting my plastic diesel made from plastic waste inside of there.
Here we go.
Just enough.
Yeah, should be perfect.
Is that where you put gas at on a diesel automobile? Under the hood? Okay, now what they're doing, they're screwing that back on. Got to prime the filter with the plastic diesel. I guess they're going to put some plastic diesel in the tank as well, I'm guessing.
No break, and go ahead and cycle it.
We're good to go.
Okay.
We're going to cycle it a couple times.
All right.
Let's see it fire
So we're
up.
going to get the engine primed right now. So we're just cycling the engine on and off to get that fuel pump, to get that plastic diesel.
Again, this is a 22-year-old young man who has completely coined and developed his own method of creating a gasoline alternative completely made from plastic waste. Think about the applications that this could be used for.
In throughout the hoses before we get it started. So right now,
no college education, by the way.
Now the plastic diesel is being primed throughout the system, so we're just clicking the engine on, clicking it off to get that fuel pump, to pump it around before we... There we are!
Yeah.
Like nothing! So smooth! Wow!
That's crazy.
Wow! That's even easier than I thought it was gonna go. That was just... It's running.
That was nice.
It fired right up. First try. Fired right up off of the plastic diesel fuel that he created himself. Runs completely clean, much cleaner than regular diesel fuel. And once again, completely made from plastic waste. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And a 22-year-old with no college education. That just goes to show you it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You can never make an excuse about why you did or you didn't become successful in life. It makes no difference. It all comes down to initiative. And this young man who I haven't done the research just yet. I haven't had an opportunity, but he's completely self-taught, did all the research, put all the painstaking work into refining and developing this process himself.
What do you guys think?
Fucking made it, brother. Let's go, baby.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And guys, this is the first modern diesel engine I've ever run off of my fuel. So you guys were here. First ever, right here.
This in itself was proof of concept. This was the first time that he ever used his plastic-derived fuel to run an automobile. So this was a monumental moment for this young man, because this is where he got to see once and for all that it actually works. It's actually going to be a viable fuel that can run automobiles. And he made it completely from plastic waste. Absolutely phenomenal. Julian Brown. Remember that name. I guarantee you we're going to be mentioning that name quite a bit going into the future. I just hope that they protect this guy, because things tend to go a little bit weird once somebody develops technology that is absolutely going to disrupt an industry such as the petroleum industry, which is gigantic, multi-billion dollar. Interesting, just fascinating.
It works.
That's crazy stuff.
We did it. Eugene, Oregon, right here, baby. Yes, sir.
Wow. Good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it, man. Julian Brown, all I can say, bro, is kudos. Kudos, bro. I love seeing a young black man who is just such a, man, technological marvel, honestly, because he has done something that no one else has done before him. No one up to this point has derived and developed their own method of producing a viable fuel from nothing but plastic waste. He refined it. How many times did we see in that video? He refined it, looks like 4 or 5 times it was refined over. He has a proprietary process that he uses that no one else knows about yet. And I'm sure that this is going to make him a very, very, very rich man, if that's his goal. Who knows? Maybe he's just a science thing, a science fanatic who wants to better the world, wants to make the world a better place, have cleaner burning fuels. I'm sure that he can also obviously help out in that regard. So I just hope that he also has, obviously he's an extremely intelligent, brilliant guy, but I just hope that he has the right people around him. I saw his mom in the previous videos. She seems like a very well-rounded, down-to-earth woman who's going to be there in his corner, and he's going to need her, because there's going to be a lot of vultures coming at him from all angles now that he has proven proof of concept, showing that he has developed a plastic-derived fuel that actually fuels automobiles. He's proven it in that video. It works. So at this point, there's going to be people coming and descending from all angles, trying to get his technology, trying to get him to come up off of his IP, which I would hope that he's protected. I would hope he's protected his intellectual property. There's no way to know for sure, but seeing as he's that smart to develop this new fuel, I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to know that he needs to protect his intellectual property, get all the patents taken care of so that he will be protected in all angles. Yeah. So once again, Julian Brown, kudos. Kudos, man, and salute. All right. Switching up gears, right? Switching up gears. Let's talk about, give me 1 second here. Let's talk about these Epstein files, man. Just switching gears. Let's talk about the Epstein files. Give me 1 second. We're gonna watch another video. Heating up Maxwell. Let's see. Agrees to testify. She agrees to testify, man. She agreed to testify. Ghislaine Maxwell agreed to testify, but with conditions. With conditions, which is always interesting. Let's see. 1 second here. 1 second. Doing it live here. Work with me. Hold on. There we go. Second topic. Second topic is this bitch here. Ghislaine Maxwell, the monster who helped the other monster. All right. So let's switch gears. Let me get this off the screen and let's get this one on the screen. No, that's not what I wanted. Hold on, y'all. We do it live. All right, here we go. Gonna watch another video here. This time, this is all about the way that this Epstein saga is heating up now. Believe it or not, Ghislaine Maxwell has agreed that she will testify to Congress, but there are some conditions. Even though this bitch has no leverage, you know, I'm sure she'll take any years off of that sentence. But here we go. I'm going to watch this video. Let's watch it in real time. Let's see what the conditions are. She's agreed to testify, but there are a lot of conditions as I understand it. So let's see. Let me see if y'all can see that. Y'all see that? Oh, shit. My bad. I'm tripping.
A list of demands before she talks to them. CNN's Elena Tree. Some breaking news into CNN. Jeffrey Epstein accomplice and convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell is offering to testify before Congress, but her lawyers say she has a list of demands before she talks to them. CNN's Elena Treen is with us now. Quite the list of demands here, Elena.
Yeah, and I would put it this way, too. I mean, remember, the House Oversight Chairman, James Comer, had subpoenaed her to testify. And what we're getting now from her lawyers, this is what they had sent to the Oversight Committee. They essentially said that initially that they had decided to invoke her Fifth Amendment rights, of course, saying that she wouldn't want to comply or answer their questions. But then they changed their minds, they said, and are now saying that she will accept this subpoena, comply with the subpoena on many different conditions. I'm just going to walk through some of those for you, Brianna. So one of them is a grant of formal immunity. I think that's, of course, the top line here, that what they're really looking for in exchange for any sort of transparency or answers from Epstein's accomplice. They also had that the interview can't happen at the correctional facility where she's currently serving out her sentence. They went on to say that to prepare adequately for any congressional deposition and to ensure the accuracy and fairness, they would require the committee's questions in advance. Again, something that the committee does not normally, if ever, do. And then it went on to say that the interview should only be scheduled after the resolution of her case pending before the Supreme Court, where she's asking for her conviction to be overturned. Now, we did already get a response from the Oversight Committee here in the House, a spokeswoman person for them saying that the Oversight Committee will respond to Ms. Maxwell's attorney soon, but it will not consider granting congressional immunity.
Well, that's no surprise. I think that was more of a Hail Mary. That bitch was asking for congressional immunity. Bitch, you helped this monster run one of the biggest underage sex trafficking rings in recent memory. You're not getting congressional immunity. They want her to tell them what she knows, and then from that point, they will consider maybe knocking off some years. Because right now, she's probably going to be in there for the rest of her life at this point.
For her testimony. Brianna, we've now heard this a lot from many different Republicans on Capitol Hill, but also Democrats as well, that they do not want to consider immunity in order to get answers from Ghislaine Maxwell. And so it's still very much unclear where this would go from here. What was also interesting, though, in this letter from Maxwell's attorneys to the House Oversight Committee, they also said that the demands could not be met. She would have no choice but to invoke her Fifth Amendment right. But then they said, kind of ending it with an appeal to President Donald Trump for clemency. They said that if Ms. Maxwell were to receive clemency, she would be willing and eager to testify openly and honestly in public. All to say, look, there's been a lot of attention, of course, on what Ghislaine Maxwell knows as this Epstein case continues to receive so much attention. We know that the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, interviewed her over 2 days.
If anybody is dumb enough to think that Donald Trump is going to grant her a pardon or clemency, I got some oceanfront property right in the middle of Idaho to sell you. If you believe that, I got a bridge in New York City to sell you. Listen, I think we all have kind of gathered by this point that Trump, one way or another, One way or another, he is on those Epstein lists, whether it be on the flight logs, whether it be in a more nefarious way. It's pretty clear from the way that he has been vehemently against those files coming out that he is involved one way or another. He's on something. So if you think that he's going to just assist in allowing Ghislaine Maxwell to openly and honestly testify in public about everything she knows, and we all know that she knows where all the bodies are buried. She knows where everything is. She knows everything that took place. She was like Epstein's right-hand woman. So if you think that Trump is just going to sit back and allow this bitch to start running her mouth, you got another thing coming. That shit ain't happening.
Last week, we still gotten no insight into what exactly the Justice Department might have gleaned from those interviews, but it's very key or clear that she is key to hopefully getting some more answers here. But a lot of people nervous about what it actually means to try and make any sort of deal or give any sort of concessions in order for her testimony, Brianna.
Yeah, and indicted for perjury in the past. We should know.
Correct. She was indicted for perjury. So we already know that this bitch will get up there in front of everybody and lie. She's already perjured herself before, which is an offense in itself. So who's to say that she will get up there and even tell the truth? She might just get up there and spew a bunch of bullshit just so she can hopefully get some years knocked off of her sentence, which will be smart. I mean, when you have nothing to lose, then what difference does it make? So I get it. I get it.
But as well,
Right.
Elena Treen, thank you so much for the very latest there. We're joined by Ankush Kardori, a former federal prosecutor. Okay, first, let's start with that last bit of what Maxwell's lawyer is talking about. What issues of at least perceived funny business does this raise when you have Maxwell's lawyer talking about how, she'll testify fully if there's clemency, as the president is not ruling out pardoning her?
Woo! Can I get your email address? Because I want to send you a gazillion dollars of free stuff so you don't light your money on fire.
Yeah, well, it looks like her lawyer is proceeding somewhat strategically and trying to facilitate a pardon. I have to say to the folks in Congress who helped to create this is what happens when you give a criminal and all-around garbage human being leverage over you.
Facts.
They start creating lists of demands that make you look foolish if you accede to them.
Facts.
They should never have gone down this path. The Justice Department should not be working with her. She has no credibility. She's in prison for 20 years on heinous charges, and she has a whole host of incentives to lie or shade the truth. If I were still in government, I would not trust this woman, and I would not touch her with a 10-foot pole.
That's exactly what I just said. Who's to say that she would even get up there and give you anything that's useful as far as new knowledge, anything that we don't already know? Or better yet, who's to say that she won't get up there and just lie about everything? And there's no way to substantiate anything that she could potentially say.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because a lot of that seems to be missing sometimes from the conversation. There are a lot of details in this case, right? It is complicated, but there is no Jeffrey Epstein operation without Ghislaine Maxwell not just normalizing the situation for the girls who were victimized, but recruiting them as well. So you call her a garbage human being. Why?
Because what she did was heinous and awful, and she traumatized many young women, and they're going to live with that trauma for the rest of their lives. And one of the particularly offensive elements of the Justice Department entertaining this, Republicans in Congress entertaining this, is that she has victims, and those victims have to watch all of this unfold and have to watch them pretending like this woman has some credibility and potentially some information that may be valuable, despite all appearances, and despite the fact that she has never once cooperated with the government up until this time. She was charged with 2 different counts of perjury that fortunately for her were dropped after a sex trafficking conviction, and she contested her guilt at the trial. Correct. The government had to go to trial to prove it. She had victims of her own who are testifying there too. So the fact that her victims are being put through this now sort of re-emerging trauma on a daily basis is good enough reason to stop this in its tracks immediately.
Very well spoken, and I couldn't agree more. Very well spoken. I could not agree more, man. I definitely don't anticipate that well, for one, Trump's not going to give her a pardon, nor is he going to grant clemency because he has too much skin in the game himself, assuming that she would even give us any useful new insights, which I don't think. I think she would just get up there and perjure herself once again, personally. Aside from that, I don't really see why, like the gentleman stated there in the video, I don't really see why the government would even be playing ball with this bitch to begin with. Like, she has perjured herself twice before. Who's to say that she's going to give us anything that is actually substantive moving forward? She's not. She's going to lie. She's just going to say anything she needs to say in order to try to get a few years knocked off of her 20-year sentence that she's currently serving. So I don't really have anything else to say on in regards to that. I hope that bitch continues to rot for the heinous acts that she has committed along with Epstein. And with that being said, guys, I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream up for tonight. Once again, most importantly, just getting back to what I was initially talking about. Salute to the brilliant 22-year-old man, Julian Brown, who has developed a way to create a sustainable fuel from plastic waste. Absolutely phenomenal. Salute. Kudos to you, bro. Keep going. Hope you stay safe. And I can't wait to see what comes next from that young man. And as for Ghislaine Maxwell on the second topic here, fuck that bitch. Anyways, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I got a New York strip steak that has been marinating for the last 2 hours. About to go get that bad boy, go put it on the grill. Y'all stay safe, be easy, stay focused, stay dangerous. This is your man, Thatch the Great. I'll holla. Peace.